How's it going, YouTube? Colossal Tugboat here, bringing you the second half of this Chargers rebuild from Madden 21. As you can see, we're already in week 7 of year 2 because I thought I was recording. I swear I pressed the button, but then I just looked down as we're talking about doing some trades and stuff like that, and it's not on. So this has been a great start to the video today. It is what it is. Didn't miss much other than just some embarrassment. So we set our season goal as to make the playoffs, and we're already 1-5. We've lost to the Chiefs twice, the Broncos once, beat the Broncos once, and then just gotten our ass kicked every other game. Not really sure what's going on other than our left tackle still giving up a ton of sacks, so I'm a bit disappointed there. We did make the change to go ahead and pull Robinson down, which sucks because we just paid him quite a bit of money in free agency, but give our rookie a chance. I mean, what the worst is going to happen, he's going to do worse. We're already losing the season, so it is what it is. So we're going to start him, see if he can help improve anything, just gain experience. Probably should have done it from the start, but I had high hopes on the year. Defense, currently what I was doing and what I'm still going to be doing is shipping off our old-ass corners. So I already traded Casey Hayward for BJ Hill to the Giants. BJ Hill right here. We're going to move him inside, play defensive tackle, do it all the time for my fantasy leagues. He does pretty well there because he's a big boy, well over 300 pounds. He'll be a run stopper. Not much of a pass rusher, which is really, if you look at it, what we need. But it's just a big body to help because we're also going to ship off Linval Joseph. His contract expires at the end of the year, and I'm not looking to bring him back, and we'll also be shipping off Chris Harris. So corner is going to be a bit thin. We're going to need to find some bodies to make it through the rest of the season, but we'll make some trades. We'll get back to it, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So I have a question. Why is every team in this game way over the salary cap? I don't understand. There's only 2 teams, and the Browns are barely, that aren't over the salary cap at all. Negative 28 million? Like, what the fuck? In classic New York Giants fashion, they're taking on some risky deals. We shipped them already Casey Hayward, and now we're giving them our other corner because with the salary cap issues, I couldn't do anything with anybody else. The only other team that had cap was the Jaguars, and they didn't have anything I really wanted. So they're going to go ahead and take Chris Harris Jr. off our hands as well. We also gave them our 4th round pick, and their exchange going to give us a 1st round pick. Really surprising to me that we got that out of Casey Hayward or Chris Harris Jr., but I'll take it. There we go. We sent off Linval Joseph and the 3rd round pick in this draft that we got from the Giants for Casey Hayward, the first trade. And we are sending that to the Bucks for Ali Marpet. So all in all, came out with a pretty good return, a 1st round pick, and a solid offensive lineman. Defense rating went down quite a bit. We still got to sign a couple of people. It's not going to go back up much more, but I think we did well. Ali Marpet's really going to help us out. It's stupid easy to trade for him. We need to move BJ Hill over to a defensive tackle, and he went up 2 overall. So like I said, it's more of a natural fit for him. Goes from a 77 right in to a 79 defensive tackle. Should do just fine for us there. Wish Jerry Tillery was doing better, but it is what it is. And then we need to get some depth here at corner. Bad. So we'll hit the free agents, see what we got, and then resume this season as it is slowly going down the drain. Ooh, BJ Hill. Let's see if he takes this. All right. We got him back. I don't want to trade for him just to lose him. So be sure and lock him up. Perry Nickerson we signed on free agency, so he'll be good. Drop that bonus down a little bit. He's still not happy. That's also why I traded for Marpet, because I have this feeling I'm not going to be able to re-sign Trey Turner. And that sucks. But if I can't, then I at least have a backup option. So it worked out because we can slide Forrest Lamp over, and Marpet can play pretty much anywhere on the offensive line. We're going to go ahead and send to the playoffs. There's not much else for us to do. We already made our big moves, so we'll see you at the end of the season. Please, by some miracle, let us make the postseason. Well, we finished the season with a W, but I see our practice squad players have been signed, so we did not make the postseason. We finished 5-11. Very disappointing year. Good thing Coach Firing is off for right now. Otherwise, we would be looking for another job. Didn't finish last in the division, but 5-11 with that roster. After we made the trades, if we plummeted, I'd be like, I understand. I fucked up the team, but we got 4 wins after all our trades. After starting we went 4-6 after the trade. So one way or the other, I don't think it made that much of a difference. The team overall went up to an 86. So stat wise, or not stat wise, but overall wise, we got better. Herbert put in almost 4,000 yards again, 31 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's really good in my opinion. If we get that close to 40 touchdowns next year, we got a real legitimate quarterback. I mean, I think we do either way, but that guy killed it. Kamara broke 1,000 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, kind of came back to earth a little bit. 5 touchdowns, but all in all, the rushing game was much better this season. You really like to see that. Receiving, Keenan Allen didn't break 1,000 yards, but there's a couple mouths to feed on the offense, so it is what it is. Still 72 catches, 956 yards, 6 touchdowns. Hunter Henry had 77 catches, 906 yards, 4 touchdowns. He likes his tight end, I'll say that. Terrell Macklin, our rookie, 48 catches, about said touchdowns, 663 yards, 8 touchdowns. That's a pretty good year for a rookie, especially. We did end up moving him to the slot. I didn't show it, but we ended up moving him into the slot after a couple of weeks because Herbert was really struggling. Before I realized that I wasn't recording, he was really struggling. He only had 7 touchdowns and 3 picks through 6 or 7 weeks. So we made that change to the slot. I'm not going to attribute his success this year to that, but that's pretty good rookie numbers. Definitely would like to see more catches and obviously more yards, but the touchdowns are there. So that's good. He's a good red zone threat. Kamara had 22 for 361, 3 touchdowns. And Mike Williams still put together a pretty good year, too. So, receiving core did well. Blocking. Gill gave up 7 sacks. It says he played 16 games, but he started about 8 or 9. So, that's not bad, considering Cam gave up that in about 5 or 6 weeks. So, Bulaga gave up a ton of sacks this year. Bit surprising as he's one of the stronger points in the line. Offensive line could use some work. Trey Turner did well, so we got to make sure we get him locked up before he hits the open market, because if he does, I'm not sure he's coming back. Kenneth Murray with 120 tackles, 13 TFLs. My God, what a year. 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 6 pass deflections, no forced fumbles, no touchdowns, no safeties. But I mean, from a tackle standpoint, that's some good numbers. Right behind him, we got Desmond King coming in with 1 sack, also 3 picks of his own, some deflections. Drew Tranquill with over 100 tackles. So we got 3 people, 2 linebackers and 1 corner, all well over 100 tackles. That's awesome. Marcus Williams came in, brought us 84 tackles, 2 TFLs, 1 INT of his own. That's awesome. I know he did have a forced fumble and a fumble recovery from early on. Derwin James finally had a forced fumble. So that's awesome. Let's check on the sacks. That's the one thing that this team has been lacking. And again, Joey Bosa, only 6 sacks. That's disgusting. This guy should easily go for double digits. That's just insane. Apparently they nerfed the hell out of Joey Bosa. Still 12 TFLs, not bad. Nuosu had 5. Our sack production, I think that's a big need for us. We need to figure out how to get more sacks. So getting a defensive tackle that's going to be more of a pass rusher is definitely a need. We got several run stoppers. Jerry Tillery was supposed to be our pass rusher, but he's just not doing it. I know he's a bit buried on the depth chart now, but he wasn't doing much even starting last year. So we're going to go ahead and sim through the playoffs. I guess we can go ahead and see. We'll see if we had anybody who made the Pro Bowl. Josh Rosen made QB1 in the NFC. What? What team is he even on? There's just so many questions about these sims that I don't understand. How can Joey Bosa not get more than 6 sacks in a sim whenever he's X Factor 90 plus overall? But Josh Rosen, who's a 73 overall quarterback, can get QB1 in the Pro Bowl over Carson Wentz and Dak Prescott and all the other NFC quarterbacks. I'm at a loss. I don't get it. Kenneth Murray made it up to an 82 overall. That's good to see. Hopefully he can get another dev trait increase. That'd be awesome. Go up to a superstar X Factor. I doubt it, but it'd be pretty cool. Desmond King also going to the Pro Bowl this year. Any of our safeties? No, but our safeties put together a pretty good year. And Darius Geis made it on a team and made the Pro Bowl as a kick returner. That's interesting. Pro Bowl voters are on crack. That's all I'm going to say, because that is nuts. What the fuck is this shit? Josh Rosen goes to the New Orleans Saints and wins MVP. 73 overall Josh Rosen. All right. Outdid the 99 overall Patrick Mahomes for MVP. Herbert did well, was 8th on the list. That's nice to see, but I'm going to look at his stats. That's disgusting. Herbert finished 2nd in Offensive Player of the Year. You like to see that. Defensive Player of the Year went to Byron Jones. No honorable mentions on our team. Offensive Rookie of the Year, our boy Macklin came in 3rd. Other than that, nothing. Probably don't have any defensive rookies of the year. We didn't really have any defensive rookies that at least played at all. Herbert was the 6th best quarterback. Hunt won number 1. Kamara came in number 9. Wide receivers, no one. Offensive line. I'm surprised they don't have tight ends for this. That would be nice, but we don't have anybody on our offensive line that made that. Defensive line, nothing, because we only got 6 sacks out of our best player. Kenneth Murray made the best linebacker list, not high at all. Desmond King, and I don't care about anything else. That is just the worst, seeing Josh Rosen on there. I'd rather see Jameis Winston, quite honestly. So if we go to the Saints and see what kind of magic they were working with, he threw for over 5,000 yards, 42 touchdowns, and 13 picks. If Josh Rosen ever does that in real life, I don't know what I'll do. But I mean, like, he had 3,000-yard receivers. Oh my God. Like, that's just these Sims, man. So hanging our heads, we're going to go ahead and advance to the offseason. Again, the only move we really need to make that I know of is to lock up Trey Turner. Other than that, pretty much everybody else can kick rocks. Ended up putting in an offer for Bradley Roby, which was actually a really low offer for him. It was like $1 million and not that much of a bonus for 1 year, and he accepted it. So I'll take that. That helps out our cornerback position. And then we also brought back Trey Turner. 5th-year options. Jerry Tillery, a year from now, he'll be expecting a new deal. I'm not going to tie us down to that. He's been disappointing so far. Hurts me to say, but if he decides to do something this year, we can reevaluate about bringing him back. But other than that, I don't know. Check our team really quick, see if we have any surprise dev upgrades. I doubt we do, but our left tackle did go up to a 74 overall, which is nice with the experience he got. Pouncey is gone. I did forget that. So center is going to be a big need for us because Townsend here does not look the part. He doesn't look bad, but we want to see a big jump from where we were in year 3, and he's not going to get it done for us. Kenneth Murray did go up to an X Factor. That is awesome. He ended up getting Selfless. I can't remember what that one does when they enter the zone. All teammates on those field enter the zone as well. I mean, it's nice because it's an X Factor, but at the same time, I feel like that one's only really nice if you're actually playing as the guy. So it is what it is. I like the growth we got there. We did let Kaiser White go, so we have Flanagan from our last draft. Doesn't seem to be too bad, but I'd like to go a different direction with it. That left outside linebacker wasn't playing too much snaps in the first place, so it couldn't be fine. We're going to go ahead and enter the draft week. So draft recap, all in all, not a great draft, not the worst. With our first pick, we took Deion Hodges, promising looking cornerback. Honestly, got some pretty good stats: 95 speed, 90 acceleration, 92 agility. Good cover stats for a rookie. Normal development, which is just absolutely disgusting. Again, same with the center, not the best stats. He was actually lower than I thought. He was the number 1 overall center in the draft. Not as good stats that I thought, but 71 overall, better than what we got. He'll come in and start right away. Normal development again. Will Weber, normal development. Sensing a trend here, but got pretty good speed. We're going to move him over to right outside linebacker and let him fill in the void that was left by Kaiser White. Lamar Vick is our hidden development, our lone hidden development of the draft. Probably move him to the line. 69 overall, though, in the 3rd round. Pretty good pick. And then from there, just kind of 65 overall tight end or 66 overall tight end. That was more just a depth pick. We didn't really need him. Another cornerback, 65 overall. Was a good pick at the time. We got a good value, but nothing special. And then lastly, we just took a power running back just because he's 59 overall, the worst player I've ever drafted. But he's probably going to get cut anyways. Going into year 3, so far, still just disappointing overall, this rebuild. Probably a lot my fault, but it is what it is. 78 overall on that rookie from last year, Macklin, 2nd-year receiver now. Joe Reed's development kind of got stunted by him, but I think it'll be all right in the long run. Bulaga's probably got like 1 year left on his contract, if we're being honest. So we need to look at a right tackle replacement. Jerry Tillery, he should be our rushing defensive tackle. We'll have to double check that. We didn't pick up a tackle in the draft. I just wasn't anybody that blew me away. Our rookie is 4th on our depth chart. We might be moving him up. I think I'm going to go ahead and start him over Roby just to get him reps, at least for the preseason. See if he can get some development in there. Always a nice thing to do. Where's Vic? We're going to move him to the line behind Nwosu. And we might put him in partway through the season if Nwosu's struggling. What I want to see this year, obviously I want to see a better overall team record, but I really want to see why didn't he go down there. I really want to see Joey Bosa actually do something. It's been very disappointing to see that he's had only 6 sacks each of the last 2 years. It just doesn't add up, especially whenever you got Josh Rosen going to the Saints and becoming an instant MVP winner and better than Peyton Manning. So that's going to be really annoying to play against. I don't know why it's doing this. I want to see what his development is. So we're, again, kind of like with our corner, we're going to play him through the preseason so he can get those snaps accumulated. Hopefully, I haven't checked. Hopefully this Madden doesn't have the same glitches the last one had where the rookies didn't gather their downs. So you couldn't unlock a hidden until the end of the season. That was very annoying. So let's see if that actually has changed, because that would be nice. He should probably have 200 snaps. 157. All right. He's got a pretty less than 3,000 XP bar, so that's not bad. But we'll go ahead and go back to Nuosu starting, just see how the season goes. Our boy did not go up at all, so we'll move him down to third on the depth chart. That's fine with me. So that's the team. Got a lot on the line this year. I think this is going to be a big year for decisions being made as far as contracts. And get ready to start off this third season, hoping for the best. So week 7, we just got a tie with the Seattle Seahawks, so that's interesting. Looks like we are 3-2-1, so we've done all right. Seem to be off to a much better start than last season, so that's always good. We'll take a look at the contracts here in a second. At the halfway point, let's check up on some stats. Justin Herbert's 8th in the NFL in passing yards. That's good. 10 touchdowns, 4 picks. He always starts the season about the same, so wish I saw more touchdowns, but I'll take it. Kamara's doing just fine. No touchdowns, interesting enough. Rodney Anderson getting those touchdowns, it looks like. Hunter Henry's doing well for himself. Mike Williams, no touchdowns, but Keenan Allen and Terrell Macklin, who actually I did see got a star dev upgrade from a few games ago. Where was it? Week 2? No. Week 3 or week 4, development trade increase. He had a scenario. I was doing it week by week. Checked it out. This is one of the few scenarios I've actually seen somebody get, so that's awesome. But he's doing well, developing nicely up to a 80 overall. So he's gone up 5 overall so far since we drafted him, which is good. So he's doing well. Defensively, I meant to look. I am stupid. Not schedule. Blocking, let's see. Marpet's given up 1. Everybody else on the line has done 3 or 5. Bulaga is about on his way out of here, whether he likes it or not, because he is getting roughed up. Gil Ferguson's holding his own, not bad. Can't complain there. Drew Tranquil, 53 sacks through 6 weeks. That's awesome with 53 sacks, 53 tackles. 4 TFLs with 2.5 sacks. If he had 53 sacks through 6 weeks, that'd be incredible. Our leading sack person is going to be Kenneth Murray so far with 4.5. Interesting. Joey Bosa has 4.5. So as long as he gets more than 1.5 sacks for the rest of the season, we'll be doing better than every other year. Sack production as a whole seems to be up almost halfway through the year. Nice to see BJ Hill with 2.5. Uchenna with 2.5. Tillery's 1.5. Not bad. INTs, we have 1. I can't say I didn't expect that, because I definitely did. Defense is not really forcing too many turnovers, so it is what it is. We're 3-2-1. We're above 500. I'll take it. Players ready to negotiate. I see Derwin James' beautiful face on there, so we're definitely going to extend him. Brian Bulaga is absolutely gone. This punter, I don't like 85 kick power. I'm not going to lie. We'll find a new punter, whether it's the last round of the draft or whatever. I don't care. Puna Ford, we're definitely going to either decide Puna Ford or Jerry Tillery. Probably not both. And if I'm being honest, we're going to go with Jerry. Younger, kind of better stats overall. A little bit less money, so I'll do that. Definitely re-signing Drew Tranquil, been a stud for us. Bradley Roby, might be able to float him another 1-year deal. Michael Davis is doing all right. Nasir Adderley, I don't know. I don't. 2 years, that much money is not terrible. We'll see. Everybody else is gone. So there's a few names in there. Most notably, obviously, Derwin James. We're going to give him pretty much anything he wants to stay here for the remainder of this rebuild. He's back. Bulaga, not a chance. Not a chance. Probably not. Let's see what we can get Drew Tranquil for. Let's just throw him the fair offer. He's excited. We got him the rest of the rebuild. Bradley Roby will come back on. Tillery, we're in year 3. I'll lock him up for the last 2. He's cool with that. Michael Davis, we just need solid depth at corner. So we're just trying to bring back most of our guys. They're all coming back. They're all happy. These 2 right here, Jerry's still out because we might be able to find another free safety just to get us through. As a backup, I've seen everything I need to see. We're doing all right. We're not going to make any changes to the roster going into the rest of the season. So let's go ahead and sim to the playoffs, see how the team does, and let's find out. So going into the playoffs, once again, we play the fucking Chiefs. So we're 2 out of 3 years we're in the playoffs, and both years we start off playing our division rival Chiefs, who are known for absolutely kicking our ass. So this could be another short year in the playoffs. Team's up to an 87 overall, 88 offense, 87 defense. Finished 8-7-1. Chiefs went 9-6-1. Our division is a pretty tough one. So I'll take 8-7, considering 8-8 and 6-8. Broncos tied twice. That's impressive. Check out the stats for the year. Herbert did pretty well. Just again, right? He's consistently like 4 yards short of 4,000 yards. Pretty good year. 62% completion. I'll take it. 35 touchdowns, 9 picks. We're getting closer to that 40 mark. He's doing well. He's just getting sacked way too damn much still. We got to do something about that. Kamara, definitely a much better year than last year for sure. 4.8 yards per carry, 1,200 yards. Finally got some touchdowns. Rushing offense did fine for itself. Receivers, Hunter Henry was our only 1,000-yard receiver. Leading catch guy as well with 87, 9 touchdowns. Keenan Allen with just shy of 975 catches and then 4 touchdowns. Macklin, 63 catches, 851 yards, 11 touchdowns. This dude is here and he is ready to step up to the plate. I love it. Mike Williams did fine for himself. I'm still surprised Kamara doesn't have more catches or yards, but I'll take it. On the offensive line, tons and tons and tons of sacks. Gil Ferguson fell apart second half of the season. Actually, I guess he only gave up 6 over 10 games. I say only, it's not good, but tackles as a whole were kind of down this year. Drew Tranquil, I mean, cranking him out still. We re-signed him to a deal. He rewarded us with 132 tackles, 6 TFLs, 3.5 sacks, and a pick. 8 deflections. It would be nice we had some forced fumbles in there, but we didn't. And then right behind him is Kenneth Murray Jr., 88 total tackles, 2 TFLs, nice 7.5 sacks. I just looked a little bit lower and saw a number that I really like from someone I didn't expect, so that's awesome. 7 deflections, 1 forced fumble. That is a good year. I'm surprised he had 7.5 sacks. I wonder if he was rushing the passer on the line at all. I doubt it. But let's see who was the leading sack guy. Oh, it's only Uchenna Nwosu. That's what I saw. 13 sacks from that guy. Hell of a year. That's what you like to see. So in the long run, I think it took a season, but getting rid of Melvin Ingram and moving Nwosu down was a big play for us, considering he led our team to sacks. Again, Joey Bosa literally only got 2 sacks the last 10 games. Something is wrong with this sim. I cannot emphasize it enough. Nwosu has 13. My other linebacker has 7.5, and the best pass rusher easily in the game can't get 6.5. Can't get more than 6. Nuts. BJ Hill coming in, filling in well for the defensive tackle position with 5.5. You like that? Tillery did all right with 3.5. I'm not going into it anymore. Bosa did have an interception, but those sacks are not there. The team as a whole, Derwin had 2 interceptions. It's probably the most turnovers I've seen him force all throughout this whole rebuild. 2 INTs. Where's it at? For him, 1 for Bosa, Drew. A lot of 1 interceptions on the team. I did see Adderley down there. That's nice. So again, good year for the team. I don't know why Joey Bosa struggles. I don't get it. So we'll advance this week of the playoffs. And we lost. Got the doors blown off of us. If we can just get someone else besides the Chiefs week 1 of the playoffs, I think we might be able to make a chance. Until then, we're gonna be struggling. Brian Bulaga is gone. I don't want to see him ever again. Gene blows, so he's gone. We brought back Tillery, so Puna Ford, I'm gonna go ahead and say see ya. Bradley Roby regressed pretty hard. He's still got 91 speed though. I'm gonna let him hit the market. We'll see if we can bring him back on a cheap deal. Adderley, I'm not gonna throw money at him really. We don't need him. Forrest Lamp with Marpet, Ian Trey Turner, we don't need. And injuries are off, so it's not like he's gonna be needed if somebody goes down. I'm gonna re-sign him. Thought being Bulaga's gone. And if I need to shuffle people around, he might be an interesting piece for us. So other than that, everybody else is going to go ahead and eat free agency. And let's see what we can do. So going in, we got $12 million. Can't make like a huge splash, but we can get definitely some decent players here. Matthew Ioannidis would be nice, but Brian Burns. Oh my God. I just looked at the depth chart and that Vic ended up being, was he a superstar the whole time? Yeah, I mean, he had to have been. He didn't do anything all year to like get breakout players or anything. Holy crap. Lamar Vick. So the guy who didn't go to the combine went from a 69 to a 73. That's good. Stats are still meh overall. He played 45 downs. He did play quite a bit of downs. But he was superstar right out of the package. I actually didn't look at him ahead of time. That is very nice. So our first hidden development out of this rebuild was a superstar out of the 3rd round. So that's awesome. So big change that we're going to do going into year 4 here. We're actually going to switch us to a 3-4. We're not getting the production we want out of Bosa, and we got 2 pass rushers right here with superstar that I think could do really well. So if we leave Kenneth Murray in the middle, and Drew Tranquill, by the way, apparently went up to a superstar after his season last year. Progression history, development trade increase during Super Bowl week. I didn't check the award. Shit. Which we can still do, I guess. But then move one of them. I had Nwosu over here. What's Flanagan look like? I think he's more of a run stopper. So I don't really want him there. We'll check the depth chart, but we're gonna do a 3-4. I think it's gonna really help us really give the amount of pass rush that this team needs. So we'll see how it works. We might switch it back. I doubt it, but we'll see. As far as yearly awards, Aaron Rodgers won the MVP. Jameis Winston doing his thing for the Colts, apparently. Herbert came in 9th, so that's good. Not bad to see. Offensive Player of the Year, he came in 5th. Defensive Player of the Year went to Patrick Queen. We had Drew Tranquill and Uchenna Nwosu on there. Nice. defense is starting to. I'm still expecting to see Joey Bosa on there at some point, but just not doing it. Nobody on O'Roy. D-Roy, Deion Hodges did pretty well. I need to go and double check on him, as well as Will Weber, which he went from a normal to a star. I saw, and then Lamar Vick down there. So we had 3 rookies on the D-Roy watch. So they're really helping bring the defense back. Herbert's 4th best quarterback. Kamara's doing well. Macklin's doing all right. Preston Williams' picture's glitched. Ali Marpet. So that was a great trade for us, bringing him over because he's been very good. BJ Hill's on the best D lineman list. You love to see it. Nuosu 2nd overall on the best linebacker, and then Drew Tranquill as well. And no DBs, and kickers on there at the bottom. So that's the yearly awards. Nobody won anything, but we got some good representation on there. So let's go ahead, get through free agency. Andre Dillard didn't want to come here. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and just send to the draft, save our money. There wasn't much on there I liked. I was going to move Dillard to right tackle to help that, but we'll be all right. So draft recap going into year number 4. Would you be surprised if I told you they were all normal devs? Because they were. Pick 20th. We took a middle linebacker to just kind of fill depth at the middle linebacker position. Not too bad. Marcus Weber here, coverage style linebacker. He'll be depth. Not bad. Then we took kind of best player available with Ramon McLeod, however you say his name. Again, normal dev. Everybody here is just solid. So the first 3 rounds, we got 73, 72, 72. The 72s, at least in the 3rd round, is pretty good value. Then we got 2 back-to-back 68s in 4 and 5. A 65, again, depth middle linebacker in round 6, and then just took a cornerback in round 7. That's the draft recap. Nothing special. I'm sure 1 or 2 of them will find a way to make it onto the roster and do well. Starting off year 4, we haven't been anywhere past the first round of the playoffs. Our goal this year is to make a deep run into the playoffs and hopefully get to the Super Bowl or around the Super Bowl. Otherwise, year 5 is going to be Super Bowl or bust, and we don't want this first rebuild to go down as a failure. So if we get to the Super Bowl, I will be happy. And the next 2 years, obviously, the goal is to win it, but we'll see where we get. Only big notable change was Cam Robinson went to the right side of the line just because there was no good tackles in the draft, and we couldn't get anybody in free agency. So we're already paying him decent money. Let's just use him somewhere. Other than that, your offense is going to look the exact same all around. Macklin up to the star dev after that game last year. So still rocking the 3 wide receivers. Again, we switched to a 3-4. I need to switch. Why is he over there? Well, we're going to move Vic over to the right end. Or Bosa, I guess. We're going to move Bosa over there. Because he's in some kind of a funk at left end, at least. But we want to get Vic as much reps as we can, in my opinion, because what the fuck? There we go. I mean, because he's a superstar. We want our playmakers on the field. This defense is loaded with talent. We just got to put it all together. Our cornerbacks are really thin. Before we start the season, we might see if someone like Bradley Roby's still there for us to take a look at. Kenneth Murray has a point up to an 85 overall. So we'll see if there's someone that we can pick up because we definitely need something to help fill the void. Otherwise, we're going to be struggling. So I'm optimistic that this scheme right here is going to do well. But it kind of seems every other year we have some kind of hiccup. So we're going to set our goal to definitely make it the playoffs. We want to make it to the Super Bowl, but we got some obstacles to overcome. Joe Reed with the upgrade. Let's hit free agency really quick. See if there's anybody out there. even just like a grizzled veteran trying to make a difference on the team. Going into week 7, stop the sim like we always do. Take a look at some things, upgrade our players really quick. I usually just auto do it, at least for the purpose of these videos. We're 1-5. So what did I say? Every other year, we have just an absolute stinker of a year. Let's take a look and see what is going on. It could be the defense that we got us playing. Herbert always starts off slow. 7 interceptions is more than he normally has. He's been sacked 30 times in 6 games. 6. This offensive line is dog shit, dude. Kamara's pulling his weight, doing all right, over 500 yards, not even halfway through the year. Macklin's doing well. All receivers are doing well. Mike Williams has no touchdowns, but he's doing all right. Who is doing it? Oh my, Gill has just absolutely blown the doors off. He was doing well the first few years. There must have been like a big game where he got blown up or something. Yikes, dude. Man. Let's check the defensive stats. Murray's doing all right. How's our sack production? Bosa's already got 5, so this is working out for him. Vic's got 2, Tillery 1.5. We're doing all right in the sacks. Doesn't look like we have any INTs. Yikes. Fumbles, any? 2? Okay. Marcus Williams, Will Weber. So we're doing okay. We're going to leave the defense as is. The only thing that's suffering right now is the interceptions. But looking at players, so getting ready to go into year 5. We're at the end of it pretty much. We just need to kind of pay who we want to pay. Not worry about. We just need to get him through 1 year. So Ali Marpet wants more money. He's 100% coming back. Justin Herbert, he's here for the rest of the rebuild. Denzel Mims, we'll come back on whether we want to re-sign him. I mean, we just kind of picked him up. Kenneth Murray. I was about to say that's it, but the rest of them are hiding back here. Kenneth Murray is the heart and soul of this defense. We definitely need to bring him back. Nuosu, definitely bring back for the rest of this rebuild. He's happy. Bring back BJ Hill. He's really helped shore up the defensive tackle hole. Wants more money. We'll make it work for him. Cam Robinson, no. Joe Reed, maybe. So we'll come back. We'll shore up the rest of those guys by the end of the year that we want. And let's see how the rest of this year pans out, because this is big yikes. Well, we definitely didn't make the playoffs. We went 4-12. And now we have the Broncos have figured out their shit and turned it around. They're 14-2. So the end of this rebuild is not looking very promising for us. Herbert finally broke 4,000 yards. Actually, he had a pretty solid year, minus the getting sacked 47 times, 34 touchdowns, more picks than he usually has. But I would probably chalk most of that up to being under pressure all the time. Kamara is continuing to get better. 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. He's doing all right. So that's good to see. Our rookie, or I keep calling him rookie. I do that every year. Terrell Macklin, former rookie, now 3rd-year receiver, brought in 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. He's been nothing but great for us since we picked him up. Hunter Henry doing his thing, 80 catches, 927 yards, 7 touchdowns. Keenan Allen still being productive, 908 yards, 7 touchdowns. Mike Williams, a bit of a down year, but that is with the emergence of Macklin. I mean, it's going to happen. Gil Ferguson gave up 20 sacks over 16 games. outside of him, that offensive line didn't do. It could have been. I don't know. He was doing all right for us the first couple of years, and then just kind of fell off, I guess. Kenneth Murray with 135 tackles, kind of becoming a regular thing for him. 7 TFLs. Desmond King for the second time this rebuild, over 100 tackles. I don't like whenever my corners get that many tackles because that means that the line's not doing something right. But I mean, it's good stats. No INTs, very concerning. Drew Tranquil turned in 101 tackles, 8 TFLs, 3 sacks, 2 INTs. Good year for him. Derwin James almost broke 100 tackles, 96, 5 TFLs, 2.5 sacks, 2 picks, 6 deflections, and a forced fumble. Now, what I really want to see, and it's probably going to disappoint me, I'm going to close my eyes, is the sack numbers for Joey Bosa. He was at 5, 6 games in. He broke 10. Oh my God. Bring out the party streamers, balloons, cake. We finally broke double-digit sacks with a 96 overall defensive end. I don't know. BJ Hill, 4.5 sacks. Uchenna Nwosu kind of came back down to earth with 4. Jerry Tillery, 3.5. So we had a lot of sacks as a team. Some decent numbers, and obviously Bosa kind of went back to what he should be doing. I would still argue that should be closer to 12 or 15, but we'll take it. It's progress. Terrible year. Don't know what to do about it other than replace my left tackle, clearly. So we're just going to go ahead. My Colts are in Super Bowl 57 against the Cowboys. Let's go. MVP award race was Patrick Mahomes. That's good to see. Drew Lock right there. So Drew Lock's figured his stuff out. Nick Chubb's on there. Baker Mayfield's on there. So the Browns have done their thing. Easton Stick left us and went to the Bears and was 9th in the MVP race. So that's interesting. 70 overall. Okay. We should not be anywhere on that Coach of the Year list. Offensive Player of the Year, Herbert came in 10th, surprisingly. Depoy, Kenneth Murray. Rookie of the Year, nope. Defensive Rookie of the Year, nope. Best QB, Herbert's 5th. Best running back, Kamara's 3rd. Zach Pascal's killing it for the Raiders. Macklin came in 2nd on Best Wide Receiver. Nobody on our team should be on Best O-line. D-line, Joey Bosa finally made an appearance on our pretty much worst year. Best linebacker, Kenneth Murray and Tranquil are on there. So, not much love, but that's what you can expect whenever you go 4-12. I really hope the Colts win the Super Bowl. Come on. Of course they lost to the Cowboys. Madden, curse you and your Cowboy bias. Ali Marpet wanted more money. We don't have much more money. I'm going to give you that. You're going to like it. Cool. Denzel Mims really didn't do that much for us. He was just depth. I think we're good. We can just pick another person up off the free agents. BJ Hill wanted more money. We apparently don't have any more money. Yikes. Well, that's why we have Jerry Tillery. So, recapping our draft going into our final season here, we took Alonzo Carlisle, left tackle, out of Notre Dame with the 3rd overall pick. He was a hidden development. 90 strength, not very good pass block, which is disappointing because that's our biggest problem, but we'll see if he can be any better. Then we took Kentrell Kramer. We traded away our old left tackle who gave up 20-some sacks last season, Gil Ferguson, to the Broncos, in division rival. So they harassed him and then apparently wanted him, so I'll take it. We traded it for their 1st-round pick and picked up this guy, Kentrell Kramer, normal development, but has freaky good stats. Then we picked up Lonnie Patterson, right tackle, nothing amazing. We took this defensive tackle, Aiden Preston. hidden development. So we'll see what that is. I'm going to go ahead and figure out what they are because I don't know if they'll unlock this season. But pretty good stats for the third round, third overall, 70 overall with that development. Then we took this cornerback, not bad. But then we saw there was a guy with 7th round projected, but 1st round talent. And he has normal development, but he's kind of a hell of a defensive tackle. So we're probably going to start him. He's a 74 overall in the 5th round. So that was good. And then our last 2 picks were just kind of throwaway picks. So going into do not sim 10 years. Going into this last season, it is officially Super Bowl or bust. We have not had any kind of luck this entire rebuild. We'll have a decent year, a bad year, a decent year, a bad year. By all means, this should be a decent year. I would like to hope it's a good year, but I can't really guarantee that. Offensive line, our 2 tackles are both rookies. Poor Justin Herbert is just beyond himself how this could possibly happen. Depending on how Patterson does here, we might slide Turner up to tackle and move Forrest Lamp up to a starting guard. I don't know about that. We'll have to see. Herbert hasn't developed anything past a star because he's just too busy getting sacked. Kamara did have a chance for an X Factor last season, but we didn't get it. It is what it is. Offense is about the same minus those 2 tackles. Defense, honestly, is the same as well. We need to move Vic up. And honestly, we'll try Tillery. We'll see how it goes. And then we'll see how Swan does part of the way through the season. Cornerbacks, again, are thin. We didn't do a very good job of gaining those and developing those. But we're in year 5. So this is either the year that it happens or the year that we become very disappointed. So without further ado, let's go ahead, advance to the regular season, and begin the final season of this Chargers rebuild. So set season goal. It doesn't have win the Super Bowl, but we got to make it to the Super Bowl. That's our goal. I mean, if coach firing is still on, Anthony Lynn, we would have been fired a while ago. But I can't put a finger on why this team, other than the sacks, I'll give it that, but why this team just struggles so bad. All right, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and sim to the middle of the season. We'll see you around week 6. I'm not even looking at week by week. We're gonna be in this together. As a matter of fact, I'm not even gonna cut it. We're just gonna sit here. We're gonna endure it together. Week 7, we're gonna stop, and we'll see where the team's at. We're 2-4. Oh my god! And even funnier, the 14-2 last year Broncos are 0-6. This sim just doesn't make sense to me. 2-4. We're second in the division. Chiefs are only 3-3. See how everybody's doing. Herbert with the traditional slow start. He's only been sacked 11 times. So from halfway point last year to halfway point this year, we were -9 in the sack, or -19, sorry, in the sack differential. So that's good. Wish that correlated to better stats, but it's not. Kamara's doing his thing, doing all right. Terrell Macklin's doing well. Hunter Henry's getting his catches. Mike Williams is bouncing back off that year. And Keenan Allen's doing surprisingly poorly. I didn't check his regression. He's still a 92. How old is he? 32. So, kind of surprising. Carlisle has given up 6 sacks. Patterson's given up 2. That doesn't surprise me too much about Carlisle because his pass blocking stats weren't great. But other than that, offensive line has really held its own. I'll take it. Even though it said we given up 11 sacks, I guess it just doesn't count all of them there. Defensively, Kenneth Murray, 45 tackles, 1 TFL, 1.5 sacks, and an INT, stuffing the stat sheet with a forced fumble as well. This guy has been by far the best player. Him and Drew Tranquill, I don't want to take anything away from him, but by far the best player on the defense, the entire rebuild, year in, year out, just absolutely dogging it. Desmond King doing pretty well with the tackles, but no INTs, not even a pass deflection. Dion Hodges, our first pick from a few years ago, with 1 INT so far on the season. And let's check out the sacks. Joey Bosa's already got 4. Nuosu really fell off, and Vic's not doing too much. Man, I don't think changing to the 4-3 or the 3-4 was it. We're just going to stick with it. We're at the end. The light is at the end of the tunnel. We're not looking too good. I'm not going to worry about switching it back halfway through the year. We're just going to go ahead and see what happens. We didn't make the playoffs. We did not. We finished second in our division. We went 8-8. That's, I mean, on par for us for a good year, but man. Herbert with a down year, only 3,800 yards, 30 touchdowns, 13 picks, only sacked 34 times. So the sack numbers were down this year. Alvin Kamara, again, just balling out, doing well. Macklin, another 1,000-yard year, 9 touchdowns. Keenan Allen kind of bounced back. Everybody else just kind of floated the same. Rookie gave up a lot of sacks, as expected. 100-ish tackles for our 3 main stars right there. Derwin James not too far behind. Sacks on the year, Joey Bosa with 11. I guess we should have moved him to right end sooner, but I mean, all in all, I don't think it was going to make that much of a difference. Couple picks for everybody, it seems like. So, very disappointing first rebuild. But all in all, I had fun. Definitely interesting. I got some things that I will do differently for the next one, because this is obviously the first rebuild we've done. Couple things to get out of the way. Let me know down in the comments who you want to see next. I kind of have an idea of who I want to do, but I would love to hear some suggestions from you guys. Another thing, be sure, obviously, if you like the video, like it, subscribe, turn on the notifications. I'm going to be trying to upload definitely 2 times, maybe 3 times a week. Just kind of depends on the schedule and how things get going. And everything should be in 1 episode rather than 2 like this, because it was a little bit funky when I started. Thirdly, I'm sponsored by Raise Energy. They got some great energy drinks. Be sure and check them out. You can get them at your local GNC, your local vitamin shop. You can check them out online. They're a product of Rep Sports. And if you do go online on their website and order them, be sure to use code Colossal Tugboat at checkout to save yourself some money, as well as support me. I would appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube. Check me out on Twitch. All that's going to be in the description. Again, leave a comment with who you want to see, any advice, anything like that. I appreciate you coming by, and we'll do better the next time.